here's a question that I think is on the mind of a listener, and it goes with you having a full-time clinical job.
Yeah.
And you're a health and wellness coach. Both of you are. And you record podcasts. How, when, where do you record? Like, is it challenging? Is it easy? How have you guys made the time, especially when on most episodes, you're both on that episode? How have you made that happen?
Yeah. Marcos and I talked about this. We really wanted to have the podcast be always me and him. So we had to make it work that way. There have been some episodes where technical difficulties and there was like a storm once and it would just be me or it would just be Marcos, and that's totally okay too. That's why there's two hosts. But it's me and him. I think we're partners in this. We've made it work in a way where like everything's digital now. So we're comfortable to do the podcast on the road because we'll bring our Mac, our MacBooks or our laptops with us, our cameras with us, and it's totally okay because he travels a lot for Synergenics. He'll go to different centers. So he'll record some episodes on a hotel room. I have done too, and that's totally cool too. What we usually do is we have our own home office. We have the camera set up, the computer set up, the mic set up, and it's usually there. And we just do it around the schedules of our clinical schedules. But things are ramping up for us. So actually, we still have to look at our schedules and make sure that like, all right, these are the days that we could do it. And what we usually do is just probably be like 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out, or maybe the month out of like, okay, well, I'm really busy this week. Like, let's do it next. So the schedule should be open that. So we try to like just coordinate together with him and our producer, Rachel, to make sure like if we schedule anything, it's more on free days that are like not in office because, you have to hustle there, hustle back. We're trying to do it on days where we're more virtual for our work because, you could be on a call with a patient, then go right into a call with a podcast, which makes it a lot easier instead of having to hustle back and forth. So, yeah.
Okay. Do you record ahead of time? You mentioned for a second that you record. I can't quote you, but it's talked about 2 weeks ahead or 4 weeks ahead. You're thinking.
Yeah.
Do you try to have multiple weeks of already recorded episodes just in the bank, ready to go?
Yeah.
How
that's
far
it.
ahead?
I'd say only up about like 2 weeks ahead. 2 weeks ahead, because we're trying a different cadence out too, where we would do a podcast interview and then it would just be one of us speaking or both of us speaking, just talking about a health and wellness topic. So we'd probably do like an episode or two per week, but one is like an hour-long interview and then the other is like a 20-minute, short clip, right? And we're doing that. So we're playing with that for a little bit. We'll see what we're going to do in the new year. So I got to kind of meet up on it. But we're about 2 to 3 weeks out in advance. And I think that's appropriate because the cadence is there. We sometimes didn't upload because of holiday season, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year. Like we just kind of like cooled our jets, just knowing that like, hey, it's probably not really appropriate to put up anything. We're not big on views right now. So it's like, look, just, we don't need to upload every week. We'll get back to that cadence when we're running again.
Okay. So would you recommend to the listener that they take breaks during the holiday, or if they do, how would they do it?
I'll be 100% real with you. I think breaks and recovery and being detached and having space. I know you and I talked about that. As a person that's probably listening to this is like they're working, they're starting a new job or they're starting a new podcast while they have a job and a family. Have some in the bank. Like, maybe for 1 week you had like an easier week, like record more episodes than usual, maybe like a few episodes or something like that. And then that way, like during holidays or like vacations or something like that, like you can have things going out still without your wherewithal, like without you having to be there, so that you can enjoy some of that time. Because probably the person listening to this is like a, type A entrepreneurial type. And with that kind of responsibility, I think sometimes you need some space, and I personally have been needing that. And it was good that we had some episodes out because I just was like, I don't want to record episodes. I'm trying to enjoy my Thanksgiving. I don't want to, do things. I'm taking like the last week and a half off, like because I just want to be detached, and I think that's important, and that helps, replenish the energy.